Good morning, good morning, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever the time may be when you catch this. I am Cassandra Terry, your manifesting miracle maker, and today is Focus Friday. We have made it to the last work day of the week, and I hope you guys are feeling as good as I am. I hope you've had a wonderful week. Yesterday, we talked about mute my phone here. Sorry about that. Yesterday was Transformation Thursday, and I'm sorry, Thankful Thursday, and we talked about gratitude. And I have been being really intentional about, before I even get out of the bed, listing some things that I'm grateful for, 4 or 5 things that I'm grateful for. And also I've been being in, setting the intention for my day. And it has really, really, really made a difference. Yesterday was the best day, not because nothing happened, not because things didn't go wrong, but I was in such a good headspace that as those things came up, I was just able to deal with them better. And I was so productive. One of the things that I said as I was getting dressed yesterday morning was, today is going to be a productive day. Today I'm going to blow their minds with how many answers I can come up with and how I can keep things going and remove blockers and just have a great day with my team. And that's exactly how the day went. And the reason I'm going back to what we talked about yesterday is because when I talk about focus, there was something I heard a long time ago, and I've put it in the title here: where the mind goes, the energy flows. So, whatever it is you're thinking about, whatever it is that you're thinking about, that's where your energy tends to go. And that's why it is so important to be mindful about what you're thinking about and about what you're focused on. So I'd encourage you to think about where you've been focusing this week. What did you focus on? And did your week go accordingly? It probably did. If you were focused on having more to do than you could get done and being frustrated with how things were going, your week probably has been a little hectic. It's been chaotic, a little stressful. And I know that's how it goes for me. If I can calm myself and think about the positive things, think about what I can do next to make things better, I end up having a better day, a better week, a better month. And so just remember, where the mind goes, the energy flows. We like to rhyme, right? It helps us to remember things. If you can remember that and catch yourself and be mindful of what it is you're thinking about, ask yourself this question: do I want more of this? Whatever it is that you're thinking about, ask yourself, do I want more of this? And if the answer is yes, keep thinking about it. Visualize yourself with it. See yourself in that experience, and you're increasing your likelihood of actually making that thing happen. If the answer is no, then it's time to do some adjusting. If the answer is no, I do not want more of this, then stop what you're doing and reframe that thought and change what you're focusing on, so that you make sure that you're attracting to yourself the things that you really desire. The thing about focus is, what can keep us from being so overwhelmed with big tasks is that we often are so focused on the end goal that we forget that there is lots in between. So keep the end goal in mind, because that will help you make decisions. It'll help you eventually arrive where it is you're trying to go. But remember every step along the way and focus on one step at a time. It will really help you keep moving forward, make good decisions, and not be so overwhelmed with the size of the task or the size of the situation that's ahead of you. So my encouragement for you is, connect with yourself, connect with your mind, understand how it is that you think. And then when you're thinking about something that you know you don't want to bring more of that into your life, stop, reframe, and put your focus on what you really want to accomplish. So when I talk about energy, I'm not necessarily saying anything mystical, or, all I'm saying is that we have a tendency to put our work, our energy, and our focus all in the same place. We really can't help it. If you're really focused on a task, and I know I'm an extreme, I get it extremely micro focused on something, and it's hard for me to change what I'm focused on, or I get a little frustrated if I get disrupted because I just get so in it. And all my energy, all my everything is in that task at hand. And I've had to back up a little bit off of that because I wear many hats. And so I can't make one hat feel like it's not important because I'm really, really focused on this task, right? But that's kind of the way I'm hardwired. I'm in that thing. But the beautiful thing about focus is all of your energy, all of your hopes, all of your desires, everything gets focused in on that one thing. You are likely to see that thing through. Good morning, Kim. I see you said yes, exactly. And then sometimes it moves too fast. I trip. What moves too fast? Your focus moves too fast? Say more about that. That's interesting. But yeah, the focus is super, super, super important. And it's, again, it's one of those things that we can control. Often in life, we feel like we're just kind of at the mercy of whatever it is that's going on around us. And I hope that the talks that we have in the mornings remind us of how much control we do have. We can control how we're thinking. And when we control how we're thinking, it adjusts how we're feeling. And when our feelings get better, we do better. We have more energy. We're more productive. Our thoughts are clear. We make better decisions. So, as I've said all week long, the most powerful thing that we have as human beings is our mind. Our mind control is where it all begins. And if we can get connected to that, then we've got so much opportunity to adjust how our lives are unfolding. What'd you say, Kim? I get focused on the end goal and missteps, so that's what I'm improving. That's awesome. That is awesome. You never want to forget about your end goal. That end goal is your destination. It is the ultimate desire where that decision is, where that it's really what you want to accomplish, right? So it's super important. So you want to keep it in mind. But if you're thinking about the end, it can be so overwhelming. And so you just look at it like, okay, I would like to lose 50 pounds. I am not going to wake up tomorrow 50 pounds lighter. I'm just not, unless I do something drastic and probably, intrusive to the body. So otherwise, if it's something I'm actually going to work on step by step, I say I want to lose 50 pounds by when? I determine that date. And then I get to work backwards and say, okay, here I am today, and make sure it's realistic. And in 6 months, I want to lose 50 pounds. That's a stretch. But if that's your real desire, we'll just do it for simplicity. So in 6 months, you're going to lose, we're going to say 60 pounds because it's easy math. And Kim, who is commenting on here, is my sister, and she know English and writing and speaking. Those are my things. Not so much math. So we're going to keep it simple. So you want to lose 60 pounds in 6 months. That is 10 pounds a month, right? Did I do that right, Kim? So every month, you've got to say, okay, there's 30 days in the month, and I've got to lose 10 pounds in 30 days. So that means I'm trying to lose X amount of pounds a day. And so you break it down, and you keep breaking it down, and you keep breaking it down, so that you're looking at the smaller. In math, we call that the lowest common denominator. You're looking at that smallest piece, right? And that's what you've got to do right now. And you do that consistently, and then you end up at that goal where it is you want to go, right? And so don't laugh at me, Kim. You know math is a struggle. I can balance a checkbook. I think that's about, don't say if it's got numbers and all these symbols, not my thing, not my thing. That's not my lane. So back to focus. I lost focus. And that happens. And when you lose focus, sometimes you lose focus because you're chatting with your sister. Sometimes you lose focus because life happens. You get that phone call that you've been dreading. Something comes along and takes your focus away. When that happens and you realize that that's happening, again, it's the realization. It's being connected to yourself and aware of what you're doing and how you're moving through life enough that you can stop and adjust and make different choices. We are not victims of our lives. We are not victims of our circumstances. We victimize ourselves by not being connected to our inner voice and not understanding how we're feeling and why we're feeling the way we do. And then we just keep on autopilot, making decision after decision, good or bad, and feeling and just letting one day come and end, and the next day come and end, and we're just going through the motions on autopilot. We, as far as we know, this one life is the life that we get, right? At least on this side. And we want to make the best of the time that we've been given. And so autopilot is not it. You don't want to just wake up, go through the motions of today, go to bed, and get up and do it all over again without being tapped in, without have that goal that Kim's talking about that she gets focused on. That's important because you know where it is you're trying to go. So you've got that. That's a big step, is getting clear about what it is you want. But if you actually want to get there, you need to look at, well, what's keeping me from getting there? What's holding me back? What am I focused on instead of those steps? And a lot of us have things like, I don't know how if you guys are familiar with self-limiting beliefs. That is what M3 is all about. Finding people and working with people who are stuck because self-limiting beliefs are holding them back. The first word is self. It's you. It's going on inside of your head, limiting, holding you back. Beliefs, what you think. These are the thoughts that you are having that are in the way of you and the life that you desire. If you can connect to those, if you can figure out at least one, that's a shackle that you'll take off your ankle and be able to move closer and swifter and easier towards your goal. If you feel like things are not moving with ease and flow, then there's probably something that's blocking you that you've got to tap into. And it's not the work harder thing. It's definitely work smarter. And what I mean by that is going inward and doing the work to figure that thing out. I did not connect it in the video automatically in the video today, the link to my course. It's called Transforming Your Inner Critic into Your Inner Advocate. It's a free course. I talk about it all the time. I don't even talk about the things that I have that are paid, because I think that people should be able to try something that would be helpful to them at no charge. Dig in, get connected to your inner voice, hear what it is that you're saying about yourself, practice the techniques that I have that will help you to change that. Help you to change that. That's the important thing. We've got to change. If we want something different, we have to do something different. And so autopilot's just not going to get us there. Kim said autopilot is exhausting in all caps and leads to anxiety. That's exactly what I need to hear. I'm glad, Kim. I'm glad that resonated with you. Autopilot is exhausting. It's mentally exhausting. It's physically exhausting. It's emotionally exhausting. And it makes life so small. And it's boring. You don't even know what you've done with those 24 hours. The next day, you can't even remember what you did the day before because you're just going through the motions, There's no focus, there's no clarity, there's no real goals at hand. And so when we're good morning, mother, when we're living our lives like that, it's not an enjoyable life. It's just methodical, boring, just going through the motions. And what I hope is that you can shake that loose and start with a goal. And hey guys, one of the things that I never think to ask you to do, you can share this broadcast on your page. So if you're getting anything out of what I'm saying each day, when you come on, please share it on your page and give other people the opportunity to join as well. If you're watching this on replay, go ahead and hashtag replay in the comments so that I know that you were here. And feel free to leave comments as we go. And if you watch it in the replay as well, I go back and I look at all the comments and I comment back and try to connect with you and see how things are going. And if there's something in particular that really that really resonated. Good morning, Christine. You are right. We have purpose, and our lives are so. Oh, good morning, Eloise. Eloise is my cousin that I haven't seen in many, many years, but I love her. I love you so much. And it makes me so happy to see you here this morning. So we were talking about focus, and Christine just said, we have to have purpose. She is absolutely correct. Our life has more energy. Our life is more meaningful to us. And we end up plugging that hole in the world that we were uniquely designed to plug. If you're not living out your purpose, it's not just you not having the life that you have, the world is actually missing something. And I hope that if you never get anything else out of what I'm saying, that you understand that you do have purpose and that you are needed. There's something that was planted in you before you ever took your first breath. There's something that you are uniquely designed to do and to accomplish, and the world needs that. Can you imagine a world where we're all operating in our gifts? Thanks for sharing, Mother. Can you imagine a world where we're all in a place where we are accomplishing the things that we were designed to accomplish? That individual that is accomplishing the things that they were designed to accomplish, they're doing the things that are gifted to them, is a very happy, satisfied individual outside of their circumstances, because life is going to happen. Things are going to get in our way. Things will not always happen the way we want. But when you're operating in your purpose, when you are living the life that you are designed to live, there's a peace about your life. There's a satisfaction about your life that no one else can take away. Even the circumstances that come your way, they will not, it won't change. That peace belongs to you because you're operating in that purpose that Christine just mentioned. And when the individuals that make up this world are happier, when they are operating in their purpose, the world collectively becomes a happier place. So if we may not be able to boil the ocean, right? But you can boil your pot of water. If your life is your pot of water, how much heat have you put under it? How much effort and focus have you put into trying to figure out who you are and why you are? What is your purpose? Why are you here? I really believe that this is my purpose. So I get up in the mornings a little bit extra because my workday starts at 8, and I want to honor the job that's paying my bills. And so when my workday starts, I need to be focused on that. So I get up early so that I can do this before I start my workday. Eventually, the two will collide and I'll have to make a decision. But right now, I still have goals that I want to complete at that job in my career. So I'm carrying both things with a family in between. But because it's a part of what I believe is my focus, instead of it exhausting me, it energizes me. When things go wrong at work, I can get excited about talking to you guys in the morning. It balances everything out because I know that there's a reason that I'm here. And when you really know that there's a reason that you're here, you walk through the world differently. You feel better about yourself. And when we feel better, we do better. We think better, we feel better, and then we do better. So we're already back to my favorite topic, our thoughts. How we think, what we think controls how we feel. And how we feel eventually controls how we act. So if you're not acting, if you're not behaving in a way that you are proud of, if you're not feeling the way that you need to feel, stop focusing on the feelings, stop focusing on the behaviors, and get quiet and focus on your thoughts. Tap into you and actually hear what you're thinking. If your default thoughts are negative, you're just going to keep attracting more negative energy to yourself. Where the mind goes, the energy flows, right? Believe that. Get that rhyme in your head and then ask yourself, what am I thinking? What am I thinking about? What takes up so much of my mental space? And when you figure that out and you honestly look at your life, you're going to see a parallel. You will see a parallel. When I get up in the morning and I go through my morning routine, my whole day is better. I get up, I before I get up, I think about what I'm grateful for. That's my prayer meditative time. I'm giving praise for the life that I've been blessed with. After I do that, I need to go in and take care of my physical body, right? After I've taken care of brushing my teeth and getting dressed and all that, I want to spend a little time just stretching. And while I'm stretching, I'm thinking positive thoughts. I'm setting intention for what my day is going to look like. I did that yesterday and it unfolded almost exactly the way I said. I spoke positively over my life on purpose. I had a good day yesterday on purpose. We have those bad days not on purpose because we're not being purposeful. We're not realizing what Christine said and understanding that we have a purpose. If you just go on autopilot, you have no control over where you end up. None whatsoever. None. And one thing I will say now, I don't see myself as the ultimate. I believe in a higher power. Trust me, I'm not it. I connect with that higher power. For me, it's God. I'm Christian. So when I'm being grateful, I am being grateful to Christ for covering me while I slept last night and giving me the life that He's gifted me with and showing me my purpose and helping me mature and develop that purpose. If you guys have been following me for a while, this started out all written. I was writing in a blog every week. And then I had a few people say to me, it would be better if if I could hear it. I would read it. I would listen to it in my car. I just lost one of my lights. So hopefully it's not too dark. I would listen to it in my car. I don't want to read all that, but I would listen to it. So I had to learn how to record and attach that to my blog. And then eventually somebody said, why don't you have a YouTube channel? And so I did that. And so you see how my purpose is the same, but how I'm delivering it is developing and evolving as I mature in this space. When I first went out here and started writing, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just following what I felt, following that purpose, writing the things that I needed to do, right? That I felt like I needed to get out and share with the world. And so don't wait for perfection. Don't wait until you know how to scroll your website at the bottom of your page like mine scrolling right now. I just learned that a couple days ago. And we have had over a year of conversations without any of that, without any of the fluff. So then I was in a situation where I was trying to get everything out on social media. So I was recording these videos and then one platform after another. I was loading it in all these different places. That in and of itself would take me about 30 minutes. And then somebody told me about the tool I'm using right now. So I'm live right now on 2 Facebook pages. I'm live on YouTube and I'm live on LinkedIn. Why? Because what I'm doing and is maturing. How I'm doing it is maturing. I started using this tool on Monday. Y'all, I recorded a video. I was live for 31 minutes. No video, no audio. Because I was learning the tool. I made a mistake. I forgot to click a button. And so the audio wasn't there. The video wasn't there for 31 minutes. There's just a dark space where you see me right now. And and my logo, my website scrolling at the bottom. Nothing happening. That didn't deter me because I have a purpose here. There is a mission, there's an evolution that's taking place so that I'm able to reach more people with this message. And I believe that. And Theodore Roosevelt said, if you believe that you can, you're halfway there. And because I believe that I'm supposed to be here and that the people who are supposed to hear me will hear me, then I didn't let that deter me. What did I do? I recorded it again. That was all I could do. Melinda says she's still trying to figure out technology. It's our friend and it's our foe, but we will figure it out, right? So I figured out the button that I didn't push, and then I recorded it again, and I went live again, and it worked. And it was funny because it was a little bit shorter, and I thought a little bit better than the first time. So I was like, okay, everything happens for a reason. This is improving as I go, and then I played with the tool a little bit, and I figured out I can make it cute. My colors are like that chocolate brown and like a mauve pink. That's what's in my logo. So now I've got that going around my frame. I've got my logo, my website at the bottom. My business card is up in the corner. My name's underneath my face. Evolution. Learning the tool. Yesterday, I figured out how to play music on it. So when we first started, there was a little bit of music playing in the background. So evolution. If I had waited to learn all of those things, a year of us connecting, a year of me perfecting, a year of me getting more comfortable and understanding what it is that I'm supposed to be doing would not have happened. I don't know what this is going to look like next. I don't know. It doesn't matter. The message is the same. If I cut all that off and I just talk or I just type the message is the same. And so that's what I had to hone on in the first year. What's the purpose? What's the message? Why am I here? I am here to tell you that whatever is playing in your head, whatever it is that you're focused on, has a direct impact in the quality of the life that you're living. And if you believe that and you do the work to tap into what you're saying, tap into what you're saying, understand why you're believing how you're believing, and being willing to rewrite that script. If you will do that work, you open up your world. Your world is so much bigger. There are so many more opportunities because you can see them now. You're just not listening and under the control of that tape that's been playing in your head probably for a good portion of your life. We can change the music. We really can. If the music is not working for you, if it's not what you want to dance to, change the music. Don't just stay on autopilot and move through life without any type of control and without realizing what your purpose is. Tap in. And so I'm working on a class right now. Now, this one will actually be a paid class, and it's going to take some weeks to get through it. It's called the 6 C's of eliminating self-limiting beliefs. And I'll share those C's with you. Hopefully I can remember them all on the spot because I didn't plan to do this. The first C is conscious. And that's, to me, it starts there, because now we're talking about the mind again and our mindset. You have to become conscious of the fact that you've got this tape playing in your head. And then once you're conscious of it, you've got to connect to it. Actually connect to it, hear what it's saying, feel what it's making you feel, and make a decision. Is this working for me or is it not? If it's not, that's where the real work begins. And let me tell you something about connecting with your inner voice. As people, we have a tendency to judge everything. We put everything in a good bucket or a bad bucket. You can't do that with your inner thoughts. I need you to just observe them, to hear what they are and be aware. And you may even want to start writing some of this stuff down. I'm a big proponent of documenting, because then you've got something tangible that you can work with and you can change. So you connect with that inner thought without judgment. Just be an observer of it so that you can really hear it. If you start to judge it, if you start to make it good or bad, you'll press it down. You'll let the good ones float up and the bad ones you'll push them down, and you won't get that connection that you need so that you can rewrite them. Okay. And so once you get conscious, you get connected. And then once you've connected with your inner voice and you've done the work to get that on your side, make it your advocate instead of your critic, then you're in a position where you can start goal setting. Until you've done these two things, you can goal set, you can make promises to yourself, you can make resolutions. The likelihood of you meeting them are very slim, because that inner voice comes right back and tells you that you can't. So get conscious, get clear, get connected, and then you want to get clear. You want to get clear about what it is that you desire. What do I really want? Not what my parents told me I should do, not what they told me in school I was good at, not what the world says that I should do, but what is it that really lights you up? What do you get excited about when you have the opportunity? What environment are you in? What are you doing? That is a good clue about your gift, about your purpose. The things that you have a natural affinity to, a natural you seem to be gifted at, that's not circumstance. That's not, that is for a reason. That is a part of your purpose, and you have to tap into that thing and start putting your energy there, which means you have to start thinking about it more, and the energy to it will come. So we're conscious, we are we are connected, we're clear about what we want, and then we have to get to the point to where we, now that we've got our plan, then our clarity about what it is we want, then we have to start building the plan to get there. What's my C? See, this is what happens when you do stuff on the spot. Let me think. I'm conscious, I'm connected, I'm clear. Then you have to get committed. You want to get committed to do the work to create and build the plan that's going to get you there. Important. So, and when you get committed, you have to ask yourself why. Why do I want this thing? Will I have group sessions in the future, like a study group for your classes? Melinda, thank you for asking that. I have a private Facebook group called Clearing the Path, and I am in the process right now of building a group, and the group is going to have the same name. It's called Clearing the Path, and it's going to be it's designed to work through those 6 C's in a 9-week period. So we'll have a week on, a week off. We'll meet. I'm planning to start it on March the 6th. I'm thinking we'll meet around 6:30, somewhere between 6 and 7 Central. And we'll meet for an hour, hour and a half, depending on how many people are in the group. And we'll work through those C's. And 1 week will be on, we'll meet, and then the following week it'll be your week to really contemplate what we talked about and put some actions around it. Do your homework, and then third week we'll meet again. So 9-week course, meeting every other week as a group. I really like the group collective, the energy of the group, having people work together. So you asking me that, Melinda, is my sign that I need to go ahead and get everything together. I've created the space, and I've documented everything, and I haven't put it out there yet. So today's Friday. Before the weekend is up, I will make sure that I start to put the class out there, the group class sessions together, Clearing the Path. If you search in Facebook for Clearing the Path, you'll find the private group. I'd love to invite you in, Melinda, and we'll go from there. And I will definitely make you aware. This hair is making me hot. I will definitely make you aware of when the sessions are starting up. But the plan is March the 6th. So back to the six C's. You're welcome. Let's see if I can actually remember all 6. We're conscious, we're connected, we are clear, we are committed. So we're 4 in. So the one thing I wanted to say about being committed is that's where your why comes in. You have to have a why that is so deeply ingrained in you that it is so much bigger than any excuse that you can come up with, that you will use that to keep you going when you don't want to do it, right? Your why, if your why is that big, is that important to you, that why will make you get out of bed when you'd rather stay asleep. It will make you go ahead and go through the motions and get that thing done when you'd rather not. Your why has to be bigger than your excuses. So Kim said clarity. Yes, that's one of the C's. You're connected to your inner voice. First you have to be conscious. Then you have to be connected. Then you have to gain clarity. And then you have to be committed to the plan that you build. I know what the last C is, so I'm missing one. We'll see if I get there. Y'all send me positive thoughts, clarity of thought. Y'all help me out. So you're committed to your plan. And one of the things that I do is vision boards. I am a huge proponent of vision boards. All of this actually started January 1st of last year as a vision board party. And I led my first party, and had a virtual, it was a combo of virtual and a couple people at my house. And it was amazing. The ladies got really, really clear about what they wanted. They did the work and talk through, what was holding them back. And then we built the board. So I always start with a goal setting session first, because vision boards are not craft projects, guys. They are not craft projects. They are your commitment to yourself about what it is you want out of your life. And it's the visual representation of that, so that you stay connected with it and you see it on a regular basis. So we did the vision board party. And that led to another, which led to another. And before you know it, I had written a book and started the blog, and everything just kind of all grew from that period of time. So getting clear about your goals and what it is that you want, and doing the work to create that commitment to move through, that's your action plan. You're winning. You're going to win if you're doing that. After you get committed, then you have to be prepared to conquer. And the reason conquer is important is because that's talking about being so committed to your goals and what it is you're trying to accomplish, that you're prepared to deal with the obstacles that are coming, because they're coming. We don't live in a life that's just all roses. As much as we would love to, as hard, as much work as we put in mentally, life's still going to happen. There's going to be something that's going to shake you up every now and then, right? And so you have to know that going in, know that things are going to happen. And so you have to be prepared to conquer those obstacles as they arise. And the last C is community. You want to have a community of folks, like-minded people who support you, who are also thinking positive thoughts, who are also speaking positively over your life and want to see you win, but they also are accountability partners. They call you on your stuff. If you've put it out there and you've shared it with your community that you're going to do something, that's why I said out loud when I did the first live, I'll be on every morning. Instead of pre-recording my videos, I'm going to do them live now. I put that out there to the community. And Kimberly is a great accountability partner. We never created that relationship. Life created that relationship because we're siblings, right? But every morning she's texting me going, "Good morning. I'm ready for your live. I don't see you out there yet." So I've got to deliver. I put it out there. So I've got to get up. I've got to get up early enough, and I've got to have this conversation with you guys, because Kim's is coming for me. She's waiting for me, and she's going to call me out when I didn't see a video from you today. She did that quite a bit before I started doing them live. If I had a day where I didn't post, Kim was one of the first people to go, did I miss your video? I don't see it. So having that community of people who support you, who build you up, who are cheering for you, and who are also holding you accountable is so important. So let's see if we can go all the way through them. Get conscious, connect to your inner voice, gain clarity about your goals, commit to your plan, be prepared to conquer your obstacles, and build yourself a community of people who support you and also hold you accountable for the things that you have in that plan. I did it. I wasn't sure how that was going to work. I'm virtually bowing. You can't see my feet because I'm sitting down, but those are the C's. Those are the 6 C's. And that is what we will work through in painstaking detail, because it's really important to do them, and to do them in order, because you've got to clean up the internal stuff first. And once you've got that out of the way, you are so set to conquer your goals and to accomplish those things. And so those 6 C's, I've spent a lot of time thinking about them and what they entail. I am going to do an online course. I'm not sure if Melinda is still here. A self-paced. I'm recording that now. I've got a few more modules to go. And so I'll make it available online if somebody wants to go through it that way. But I think the real, the best way is for us to do it together in a small group. And that's the Clearing the Path cohort that I'll be launching soon, that I'm going to start. The first meeting will be March the 6th. But thanks for hanging in there, Melinda. This has been a very long live. It's been almost 40 minutes, and some of you have stuck with me all the way through, and I so appreciate you. Those who are going to catch this later, please hashtag replay. Y'all share, share, share. I want to build the community. The Clearing the Path has been all women to date. So if you're interested in that, joining that private Facebook group, just go ahead and put the request in, and I'll approve it as soon as I see it. And you guys can give me some comments. I think there's all women on the live right now, and I've noticed that Facebook gives you statistics and analytics, and almost 85% of the people who watch my stuff and respond are women. So I think there's a natural affinity there. When I have my vision boards and stuff, there's a sprinkling of men that participate, but by far the audience that I'm talking to is typically women. So I'm not 100% sure, because I hate not being inclusive, but I do feel like I think the message resonates with women. And so right now, Clearing the Path is a all female group on the private group on Facebook. But I am open to hearing your thoughts about that. If there are men out there and you're listening and you think I'm wrong, feel free to spank my hand, leave me a comment and say, hey, what about us? And if the women who are here have men that you think would be beneficial. When I do the class right now, I was thinking women, but I'm going to put that question out there. What do you guys think? Leave me some comments. Would you be more comfortable in an all women's group, or do you think that what a man would bring to the environment, that a different perspective, would be beneficial? Now, in groups like this, we're super transparent. We're talking about our inner thoughts. We're talking about sometimes our history and how we develop those inner thoughts and what is holding us back. And then we start to do the work to reframe that so we can find the gifts in that. Our hardest situations have taught us some things. They've taught us empathy. They've taught us to be resilient and creative and innovative. They've taught us how to maneuver difficult situations and how to overcome. And so we'll spend a lot of time talking about that. The part of your story where you really get upset, where you really get sad, where you really relive that thing, there's some work to do there in rewriting that story, because I have learned, if nothing else, every experience that I've had has led to this. It's led to the person that's sitting in front of you today. So I don't have negative feelings about even the hardest experiences that I've had, because those have been where I've learned the most. Those have been what I believe have propelled me to be sitting here in front of you guys today. So Kim said, bring Tim. Tim's my husband. Some people met him yesterday because he was making faces in the door while I was trying to record. So that's Tim. I don't know. We may have a hard time keeping him serious, Kim, but I'm going to end it right there. Thank you guys so much for all of your interactions and for being here today, for sharing. Hashtag replay when you see this later. And y'all give me some feedback. What do you think? Men versus an all women's group. It may come, if men aren't interested, it's going to be all women anyway. So we'll just see how things unfold. But I'm definitely interested in your feedback because the class I'm finishing that up right now, and we'll start to promote it. So happy Friday. Remember, where the mind goes, the energy flows, and you do have control of your thoughts. You're not a victim of your thoughts. You can grab those thoughts and be victorious over them. And when you do that, you will find yourself feeling better. And as you feel better, you will do better. So that's the message for this Focus Friday. Thank you guys for hanging in. I don't know if I'll do any videos over the weekend. I typically do Monday through Friday. So if not before, I will be back here Monday morning at 7 a.m. Happy Friday, Ms. McKinney. Porch Time with Mrs. McKinney. Ms. McKinney is on. She has a wonderful podcast. You guys look her up. Melinda says, I would be comfortable talking in front of men. Also, some men have to wear many hats, including raising their children as single parents. We're absolutely Right. So if that is the overarching sentiment, I'm just going to put it out there. I'm not going to say men or women. I'm just going to advertise the group, and who comes will come. Who's supposed to be there will be there. But I appreciate that, Melinda, because I was having a little bit of angst about it. I typically am in front of women, but I had the inclusion just was playing in my head. I didn't want to exclude anybody. So I really appreciate your point of view. So, all right, guys, that is it. Happy Friday. Gain control of those thoughts so that you're feeling great and you're doing great. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. We will talk again on Monday. Bye, everybody. Happy Friday.